Hello. So I'm Marta. I believe you know by now. And what we are trying here today, it's a Pinot Blanc from your organic case selection. And a Pinot Blanc that it's actually from France this time. So we at Marta Wine, we are always trying to find unusual wines or regions or producers or a philosophy behind what they bring, always, which I think they always have a very good price quality attached to the UK market, which is very important. Now, I bring these wines, actually, it is very young in our books. It's we just started work with Fernand a few months ago. It was very interesting the way we met this producer. So I actually didn't went there straight away and visit like I tend to do if I can. But because we were already on these strange times that we are all living, we decided to apply for, which I think it was the first wine tasting online for the trade. It was called Hop Wines. And it was just organic wines at the time with several countries, different producers, different wine styles that were involved. And we got these little samples and we tried many of them, to be honest. Some of them really didn't catch my eye at all. But with Fernand Engel, it was really interesting. As soon as I tried, and this was one of the first beauties from that family, that actually Kevin and I tasted and we said, yeah, we want these wines with us. It's great prices, great structure. I'm looking forward to try this wine with you, of course. It's so yeah, everything starts like that. So very young times ahead, and I am passionate and I really want to promote them. I find fascinating that they are actually still a family business, about 60 or so hectares. So not too big, but big for Alsace region. And they are one of the biggest organic, just producing organic wines. And that was something that we wanted to show you. And you will realize all the producers outside Portugal, they all have this organic certification stamp attached. Something that I personally find really interesting, something that it's growing as well all across the world. So I think we all should look after what we live here, our environment, and our world, of course. So they don't buy any grapes, and they do wines that are very different to me from what I bring either from Spain a little bit or mainly from Portugal. We are trying a Pinot Blanc, and the first catching point that I thought it was this slightly sweetness, freshness attached without being sugary. And that is because it actually doesn't have any sugar. This is all the beauty of working with good winemakers with a great team behind them that actually do wines with at their best with the quality grapes that they have. Alsace, as you know, it's a region that it's a little bit unusual for France as well. It's just in the border with Germany. And even if you go there and visit, it's an area that you see much more of a feeling is pretty much like a mix, really, with France, but also the Germanic side of it. The houses, etc., the properties, even Javier accent, you will see, is really interesting. So I don't want to tell you much more. I just wanted to tell you how much I fell in love by this wine. And I think it's a wine that matches with everything. It's so tasty, like it's really mouth-watering for me. It gets all this rich minerality, but then the fruit side, the tropical notes, everything is just really smooth and elegant. And it really makes my taste buds alive. So I hope it works for you as it does for me. And just take a few minutes in your sofa, sipping comfortably with the producer now.
Hi, Martin and Kevin, and all your nice followers. I'm Xavier Baril. I'm the winemaker of Fernand Engel Winery. I'm very, very proud that Marta Wine selected our nice wine in their portfolio. And now it's a very special time because this is the launch time. So all my expectation. I will do the wine presentation of Pinot Blanc and Riesling with you. First, I will present you the winery. So here I will do the tasting in the tasting room. When you visit Alsace and you visit our winery, here is the nice welcoming. I present you here in details the wine tasting room. So if you visit Fernand Engel winery, this is what you can see when you visit us. Here is the family, my parents-in-law, my wife and daughter, and myself. And you can also, when you arrive, here is the place where we welcome visitors. Fernand Engel Winery is a familial wine estate. We own 65 hectares in Alsace, and we only sell the wine that we produce. We are not merchant of wine. I mean, we are not buying grapes or any wines from other company. We sell only what we produce. I think what is really amazing at Fernand Engel Winery is that we are fully organic, total. And that makes 20 years. It's really unique in Alsace. So we are the biggest family business and the biggest organic. So I think it's very interesting, especially for Marta Wine and the wine selection they've made. So I will directly present you the wines that we selected together. The two wines that we present you tonight are Pinot Blanc Reserve 2019 and Riesling Reserve 2018. The Pinot Blanc is presented in the range Orgasmic Organic, and Riesling Reserve is presented in the range Vivacious Vegan. Pinot Blanc Reserve 2019. It's a beautiful white wine, very aromatic, very intense in the nose, dry wines, zero residual sugar. Before to speak about this wine, I just want to introduce what can be the effect of organic work in the vineyards on the wines. It has taken, I can say, 6-7 years before we start to notice evolution in wines. The main evolution is the salivating that we can find in our wines in a better way. And we will test this, especially in this Pinot Blanc. When we started organic, of course, we plowed the soil instead of spraying kill seeds. And of course, when we plowed the soil, we obliged the roots to go deeper, the roots of the vines. And of course, we have also grass and some other crops. And there's an exchange with all the roots. And what we try to do in organic and also biodynamic work, the 31st centimeter of the ground, there's a lot of life inside. The roots are together, but also you have a lot of insects, bacteria, a lot of life. And when we succeed to establish this life again, there's a lot of exchange of minerals. I mean, potassium, magnesium, calcium, and so on. And those minerals, once we are able to increase them, we increase them also in the grapes. So we can notice that with our wine, after a certain time, we had more minerals. And those minerals brings salivating, flavorfulness. So it's very interesting to notice this change. In the past, we had some residual sugar. I mean, I think we've been doing that in the past to give the wine a better interest. But nowadays, there's no need. The wine speaks itself. no need of residual sugar. So this wine is totally without any residual sugar. What I appreciate in this wine is the intensity of the nose and the very large palette of aromas. The first nose is on peach, on grapefruit, on pear, and after we have an evolution to vanilla, to a smoky touch or spicy, and I really appreciate this complexity. In our wine, we do our best also, and especially Pinot Blanc is very sensitive about oxygen. We take a high care during all the life of the wine to have no accident of oxidation. I mean by accident, too high level of oxygen. So this wine has been protected and of course now is really consistent. When oxygen here in the room or temperature come up, the wine has a very nice consistency against this. Normally a wine rapidly can disappear after oxidation and warming. Here is not the case. It's really beautiful aromatic wine. In mouth, it's really full bodied in the mouth, and it's really dry, but really, we say in French, gouléant. I mean, easy drinking, full in the palate. The first impression is also on peach, pear, so nice bouquet at the first impression. After evolution is very salivating. Remember, I was speaking about the minerals we have in a better way in our ground, in our fields. And here you have more than 20 seconds after taste with this sensation of salivating and with this flowerfulness. I'm very proud to present you this wine. It's normally Pinot Blanc is a simple wine, but it's really high of pleasure. So what I really like to pair with this wine, I can say, we like to have chicken vol au vent, to have soufflé with cheese or potatoes. We have often here a plate of assorted delicatessen that we like a lot. Some eggs with green vegetables. So it's not a complicated wine, but really easy to pair.